Hello, dear students. Good morning. We will continue with the real numbers lesson. Yesterday we did binomial quadratic search. Today we'll be doing the last topic of the lesson, which is absolute value. Absolute value. It is also called as modulus. It's also called as modulus. It's a very easy concept, children. Okay, it's a very easy concept. Within no time you'll understand how to calculate modulus. Let's see first the definition. The definition of absolute value is modulus of x. This is how we write modulus. Modulus of x is x if x is positive. Positive means greater than 0. If you'll observe, children, on number line we have basically three sections. The center point, that is 0. All the numbers on the right are positive. All the numbers on the left are negative. So we will classify the numbers into three parts. That is all the x which are positive, all the x which are negative, that is x less than 0, and x when it is 0. So what is the value of modulus of x? X when it is positive, minus x when it is negative, and 0 when it is 0. Okay. Now the definition might not be that clear. With examples it will become much clearer for you. Okay. Modulus value means, children, actually geometrically, in geometry, modulus means the distance from the origin. If I ask you what is modulus of 5, that means the point 5 over here. The distance from the origin is 5 units. If I ask you what is modulus of minus 5, minus 5 will be here somewhere. Distance from the origin. Distance is never negative. Distance from the origin will be how much? 5 units. Not minus 5. 5 units. Okay. So modulus is basically the positive x. Positive x. Modulus of 9 will be 9. Modulus of minus 9 will also be 9. Modulus of 2 will be 2. Modulus of minus 2 will also be 2. What will be modulus of 0 according to the definition? 0. Okay. So this is absolute value. This is modulus. A very easy concept. The sums are also very easy. Without wasting time, we'll quickly go to exercise 2.5, the last exercise of this lesson, which is having some very easy sums related to absolute value. Okay, so let's see exercise number 2.5. You'll enjoy doing this sum, children. Exercise 2.5. Okay, the first sum says find the value. Find the value, that means the answer. First sum is modulus of 15 minus 2. Now when you draw modulus, children, you need to take care that you draw them quite longer in length. For example, suppose if I am writing modulus of 15, so some children write like this, modulus of 15. The 1 and modulus sign looks same. So when you write 1, see that the modulus looks a little taller than 1. The examiner or the teacher should easily make out it's a modulus sign. So modulus of 15 minus 2, let's solve this. Inside we have 15 minus 2. 15 minus 2 answer is 13. So modulus of 13 answer will be 13. Let's see question number 2. Modulus of 4 minus 9. 4 minus 9 answer. 4 minus 9 answer is minus 5. And modulus of minus 5 is 5. Okay. Third one. Modulus of 7 into modulus of minus 4. Now modulus of 7 is 7. Modulus of minus 4 is 4. Remember, children, here the working was inside the modulus. Here the working is outside the modulus. So first you need to write modulus of 7, then modulus of minus 4, and then you need to multiply them. So answer is 28. Okay, so these are all basically 1 mark sums where you have to just calculate the modulus. Now let's Go to the next sum, which is solve sum. Now you have to solve modulus sums. The meaning of the word solve means an unknown variable will be there in that sum, whose value you have to find out. 3x minus 5 is equal to 1. Now we know very well, when it's x, this x can take any value in the world, any value, any positive number, any negative number, any decimal number, any x. It can be any x. We have no idea about it until and unless we solve and get the value of x. Okay, and we know that modulus has two possibilities: either it will be a positive value or negative value. When we write modulus of minus 4, the answer is what? 4. According to the definition, it says that modulus of x is minus x when x is negative. That means modulus of minus 4 according to the definition is minus, and this minus 4 again you have to write in place of x. It turns out to be plus 4. This is how we get plus 4. So when it is a negative number, the definition makes the provision to make the number positive. It gives a definition, gives a minus sign, that you put a minus sign in front of the negative number, so that minus and minus should turn out to be positive. So now we don't know over here that what x value can take, whether this expression will be plus or minus, we don't know. So we have to take care of both the situations. So what we are going to do is, we will remove off the modulus from here. I am removing off the modulus, and the value of 1 can be plus or minus 1. We will be having two cases, when it is positive 1, when it is negative 1. Okay, so now 3x minus 5 will be either positive 1 or 3x minus 5 will be negative 1. That means 3x will be 1 plus 5. This minus 5 comes over here. 3x will be 6. X will be 6 upon 3. X will be 2. Here it will be or 3x will be minus 1. This minus 5 goes over there, becomes plus 5. 3x will be 4. X will be 4 upon 3. This is OR, children. OR means x can take both the values. When it is value 2, you have a positive answer. When it is value 4 upon 3, you get a negative answer. So we have solved for both the cases. Okay, let's do one more example, children. We have total 4 sums over here. Let's do 2 more examples now. Question number 2. Question number 2 is 7 minus 2x is equal to 5. Modulus of 7 minus 2x is 5. Let's remove the modulus sign. 7 minus 2x. The moment the modulus sign goes, here plus minus comes. Modulus goes, plus minus comes. Modulus goes, plus minus comes. Okay. Now, we'll solve the plus case separate, plus 5 case separate, and we'll solve the minus 5 case separate, like this. Okay. So, this will be minus 2x is equal to 5. This plus 7 goes on the other side, minus 7, or minus 2x is equal to minus 5, plus 7 goes there, minus 7. So minus 2x will be minus 2, or here minus 2x will be minus 12. 7 and 5 is 12. So x will be minus 2 upon minus 2, or x will be minus 12 upon minus 2. X answer will be 1, or x will be 6. Minus minus cancel, 2 1s are 2 6s are 12. Okay, now let's see one more sum. Let's see question number 4. You try question number 3. Okay, children, we'll see question number 4. 5 plus x upon 4 is 5. 5 plus x upon 4, I am removing the modulus sign, so it will be plus minus 5. 5 plus x upon 4 is equal to plus 5, or 5 plus x upon 4 is equal to minus 5. X upon 4 will be 5 minus 5, or x upon 4 will be minus 5, minus 5. X upon 4 will be 0 or x upon 4 will be minus 10. X will be 4 zeros are 0 or x will be minus 4 tens are 40. So these are the two values of x. Okay, so this is how we'll be solving these sums, modulus sums. It's a very easy concept. Okay, now you need to practice all the sums in your notebook. It's a very short topic, the last topic of this lesson. After this, we'll be having lots of sums in the problem set to solve. There are many sums in the problem set to solve. Let's do some 2 or 3 sums before finishing with the lecture. We'll see page number 35. Page number 35, one sum is there. Question number 7. Question number 7, many children find it quite difficult. Question number 7, that is simplify sum. Let's try 1 or 2 sums from that question. Okay, we are doing problem set question number 7. Even I have not solved this sums, children. So let's be frank and let's try solving. Maybe I might get stuck somewhere. You help me with it. Okay, now let's see simplify sums. Okay, now in simplify sums, I'll take up the first sum. Let's take up the first sum. 4 upon 7 root of 147 plus 3 upon 8 root of 192 minus 1 upon 5 root of 75. Okay, now we have root of 147, we have root of 192, we have root of 75. Now this 147, 192, quite a larger number. Let's try to factorize it. 147. Table of 3. Let's try table of 3. 7 plus 4, 11, 11 plus 1, 12. That means it will go in the table of 3. 3 4s are 12, 2 carry, 3 9s are 27, 7 7s are 7 1s are, very good. See, 4 upon 7 into 3 into 49. Why I am writing 49? Because 49 is a perfect square. Plus 3 upon 8. Now let's factorize 192. 2 9s are 18, 1 carry, 2 6s are 12. 2 4s are 8, 1 carry, 2 8s are 16. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. 2 6s are, 2 3s are, 3 1s are. Okay, so we have here 4, 4. So we have two perfect squares over here. 4 and 4 will be 16 and this will be 4 3s are 12. Okay, this will be 4 and 3 will be as it is. Okay, so let's write down 192. Always children try doing factorization like this. Even when teacher gets stuck with bigger numbers, I always go for factorization like this. No matter, let it be trying from a small table of 2. Okay, so we have 4 into 4 into 4 into 3. Okay, this 4 into 4 I'll write 16. This 4 I will write as it is and this 3 I will write here. Minus 1 upon 5. 75. 75 can be written as 25 3s. So this will become 4 upon 7 into root of 49 is 7. 3 remains inside. 3 upon 8 into root of 16 is 4. Root of 4 is 2. 3 remains inside. Root of 25 is 5. 3 remains inside. So this will be 7 1s are 7 1s are carry. 4 root 3 is here final. 4 2s are 8. 8 1s are 8 1s are. So 3 root 3 is final. 5 and 5 cancel. Root 3 is final. Okay. So all are like surds. Root 3, root 3, root 3. So let's add them. 4 and 3, 7. 7 minus 1, 6. So the final answer is 6 root 3. So the sum is looking quite difficult, but is so easy to solve. Okay, so this was the simplified sum. We have total 5 sums over there. Okay, let's try one more sum. Let's try the final sum for today. Okay, we'll try question number 3 from simplify. This was quite easy, so I got out of it without getting stuck. Let's see question number 3 now. Question number 3 is root of 216 minus 5 root 6 plus root 294 minus 3 root 6. Sometimes in factorization, if we get a prime number, we get stuck over there. The factorization doesn't move further. Okay, let's try 216. 216 is square of which number? I forgot. Let's try 216. 216. 2 ones are 2, zeros are 8s are. 2 5s are 4s are. 2s are 7s are. 3 9s are. 3 3s are. 3 1s are. Okay, now whichever numbers are in pairs, you write them together. Okay, see, this 2 will become 4. 4 is a perfect square. This 3 will become 9. 9 is a perfect square. So you can write 216 as 4 into 9 into this 2 and this 3 will be 6 together, minus 5 root 6 plus, now 294. Oh god, big number. Let's try, children's. Big but not impossible. Let's try. Okay, 294. 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 7s are 14. Am I correct? 147 prime number. Let's try again. 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 1 2 7s are 14. Okay, 147 we did in the last sum. We did 147 in the last sum. Table of 3. 3 4s are 12. 3 9s are 27. 7 7s are 7 1s are. So if you'll observe over here, we have 2 7s. So it will be 7 7s are 49 and 2 3s are 6 will remain upon 3 root 6. Okay, so this will become 4 square root is 2, 9 square root is 3 and root 6 will remain inside. It is not a perfect square. 5 root 6. 49 square root is 7. Again root 6 will remain inside. 3 upon root 6. Now this will be 6 root 6. 5 root 6. 7 root 6. Minus 3 upon root 6. Now if you'll observe, children, this is like term, this is like term, this is like term, this is not like term, because root 6 is in the denominator. So don't think that this fourth term is also like term. Only these 3 are like term. So 6 minus 5 will be 1. 1 plus 7 will be 8. So 8 root 6 over here minus 3 upon root 6. Either you stop over here or you cross multiply. If you want to get only one term, let's cross multiply. Okay, this root 6 multiply with up root 6. This will be 8 root 6 into root 6 minus 1 3 is a 3 upon down root 6. So this will be 8 into 6 minus 3 upon root 6. 8 6 is 48 minus 3 upon root 6. 45 upon root 6. Okay, so this can be the final answer, but if you want to go more further, you can rationalize the denominator, children. See, you stop over here itself or you rationalize the denominator. We know how to rationalize the denominator, root 6 into root 6. So up you will get 45 root 6 and down you will get root 6 into root 6 will be 6. Done. You don't have surd in the denominator. Now it goes up. Okay, understood? We have many interesting sums like this in the problem set, children. There are many relative same kind of sums in the problem set for practice. So I hope you practice the problem set sums. Okay, we'll be having a 1 week gap and we'll be starting with the next lecture on Wednesday. We'll be starting with the new lesson. Till then you all practice all these sums and go through the problem set sums. It might help you to become more perfect in the surd sums. Now see you all tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. See you all next Wednesday. Take care and God bless and stay healthy. Okay, bye.